Midnight Rider. This was like really my favorite joint when I first made it. Like, as soon as I finished it, I had to run it back, like, every single time. So I was listening to this song probably like 1,000,000 times a day, and I just fell in love with it, you know, right after, even after I just finished the beat. I fell in love with that beat, and with the words, I just really love this song. And there's really not too much I can say about it, so I just figured I'd just like give y'all my favorite line from each verse. And in the first verse, it's that opening. It's that they live that overpriced life, getting overpriced fights. Like, you scuff my new shoes, these the overpriced Nikes. Niggas oblivious, only care about designer. You still a dumb nigga, give a fuck about your product. And that line is like, it's my favorite because I just feel like so many niggas is materialistic, like to the point that it's like really just fucking with their mental. Like, I don't know how to really explain it, but like niggas just don't have their priorities straight, in my opinion. And you know, I just feel like people need to just find out what's important in life. And I mean, if you really evaluate your life and you still find that sneakers and clothes is that important, then I mean, so be it. Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to act like my priorities are better than yours and that makes me a better person or this, that, and the third. You know, I'm just saying that I just feel like people should really just think about what they're doing and is it really that important to you. But I mean, that's just one of my favorites because I just like that message. And then the second verse is that line, never had a lot so I clutch my cheese. If we talking chessboards, you can't A1 me. And that line is not as deep as some of the other stuff, but I just love it because it's so clever. Like, if you understand it, you realize how clever it is. I mean, I think you should listen to it again if you don't get it. You know, really dig deep and see what I'm trying to say with that one. And in the third verse, it's that line, never mind mine, you don't want these eyes. The money was looking good, but he don't want these pies. And that line is basically everything I represent, which is AYA. And you know, it's just being able to accept you, like accept that you're different from everybody else, accept that you bring something unique to the table. Like, stop looking at other people like, how did he get there? What did he do differently than me? Like, all these other things, just focus on what can I bring and what's a new way I can, you know, make it, or whatever the case may be. I just feel like we just really need to focus on ourselves. And you know, I feel like that's the best way to bring positivity out in the world in some weird way. But the second part of that line, the money was looking good, but he don't want these pies. That's talking about me as a, like, talking to the young me, because like growing up, you know, you see the drug dealers, you see the money, you see this, that, and the third. But then in retrospect, you realize that these dudes didn't want the problems that came with the illegal shit that they was doing. You get what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, the money was looking good, but he don't want these pies. Like, shit might look sweet, but you gotta recognize that everything isn't as great as it seems, you know, on the surface. And yeah, that's really all I can say about this joint. You know, I called it Midnight Rider because when I made the beat, I just pictured myself cruising like 2 a.m. just cruising down the street with that beat playing. Like, I just feel like it's just straight cruising music. So that's why I named the beat Midnight Rider, and I just stuck with it for the song. And yeah, this is my favorite because the message is my favorite, because the beat is fucking nuts. And you know, I made the beat, so I'm about to show you how I did that right now. I'm gonna show y'all how I made the beat for Midnight Rider. Let's go get that open. Alright, so this is probably the most simple beat. I think I might have said that Closure was the most simple beat, but this might be. Alright, basically this is on the same lines of Closure in terms of simplicity. There's no really crazy story about how I found this sample. I think I was just searching on YouTube one night and this just happened to start playing. So yeah, there's no real big story behind it like the other ones. But I started off just messing around with the sample. I chopped it up like this. Oh, let me fix that. that's how the sample is originally. I took it down. And that's really like the whole beat, because that sample just carries the whole thing. Like, I didn't even switch up the sample. I did chop something else from the song, and that was this little thing here. Like, I chopped that up. I thought I was going to use it, but I never actually ended up using it for the final. But this is like the main drum for the whole thing. Like, that's pretty much how the drum goes for the whole joint. There's really like, all the other drums is just like taking out certain kicks, maybe taking out a snare at one point, adding a little something. There's really not too much going on. What else? Yeah, chorus drums is just like an extra kick. This chorus drum's a little different because it has the snares at the end. That's pretty much that. Then you got the bass line, something I played like just by ear. That's the bass line. Then you got the chorus sample. I don't know how well you can hear it in the final mix, but like once the chorus starts up, you got this little lady's voice. Threw an echo on that. And that's that. This was supposed to be in the chorus too, like after she does that little lady chop sample. Then it was supposed to come into this part, like right after. But it didn't sound right with the full beat, so I just took that out. And then you got this. I don't even know what this is. Oh, well, I was gonna have like, you know, the vinyl crackling throughout the whole song to make it sound a little more grungy, a little older, but it didn't really fit with the end of the beat. So that's pretty much the whole thing. Like, the beat is as I said, the most simple. Like, I mean, then I went through a filter on it. That's how you get the low high pass filter on the beginning of it. But as I said, it's really simple. The beat kind of just repeats the whole time. But yeah, there you have it. Midnight Rider. That's how I made the joint. And here's your final product. Yo,